basically word got around, and my dad came to me and said, "Hey, I have a friend, and he has a family member that wants to get rid of a property." And it's so funny because I heard Kush saying like theirs was a hoarder house, and this was a hoarder house. One of the daughters had lived in the house till she like filled it up, and then once she filled it up, she moved, and the house had been vacant for like 5 or 6 years.
Oh my goodness.
Um, Till I came along. I literally, Chris, when we walked in the house, we could not get past the front door. We had to like pull out stuff and make a pathway so that we could walk through the house. And so I was able to get that under contract. It was so funny. The people were so nice. I called them. I remember talking to them on the phone. And what happened was I was so scared, right? So I came to my dad. I said, "Hey, Dad, you want to partner with me on this? You know, I think the numbers work and it's going to be great." And he was like, "Oh, no way. I'm not putting any money in this. I'm not going to do that." So I was like, "Okay, I got to get this deal done." So I Googled like hard money lenders, and I just started calling all of them. And so this is a really good um, something I remember to this day. So I started calling them, and then like the first one or two were like, "Well, how much experience do you have? You know, you're gonna pay high interest rate and all this kind of stuff." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine," you know. And I kind of used that I had a full time job, and I was saying, "Well, I've been an operations manager. I know how to run things," and um, so then maybe like I wasn't really getting any traction, right? So then all of a sudden, I guess they went and they looked at the address of the property I had under contract, and then all of a sudden I started getting calls back,
They
and
looked
they
at
were
the
like,
deal and they're like, wait a
Yeah,
minute. This
oh
is a good
yeah," and
deal.
then they were like, "Danya, this is a good deal. We want this deal. We want this deal," you know. And I was like, "Okay, wait a minute now. Three of them have called me back. I must really have a great deal," and so that's one thing because I've learned too over the years is that, you know, even hard money lenders, a lot of them have different standards or they'll bend their standards if the deal works. And, you know, you always hear seasoned investors, they say, "Oh, we'll get the deal and the money will come." And in my case, that really was true. I got the deal and the price was right. And then they came back to me and wanted to invest in the deal. So I used hard money lender the first deal I got. And
That's good because there's two things that keep people from doing their first deal. I've pulled
yep,
it multiple occasions, threads, forums, talk with people. Money is
yep,
always number one. And
yep,
that's actually the easiest thing to solve because there are hard money companies everywhere that will do a deal, even for brand new investors.
yep,
And depending on how cheap you get the deal and the location, because they all have different
yep,
standards, you may have very little, and in some cases, maybe even no money out of pocket. It just
yep,
all depends on the deal and the lender and all that, and of course the market. And then the number two is the education. So what
yep.
you did is you solved both of them with hustle and grit, and it seems like that's probably, if I can infer, that's how you built all your entire business career.
Pretty
Um,
much.
Getting the deal, being told by family like, "Hey, no, you're on your own," figuring it out, Googling, and just calling lender after lender, getting told no, 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 and then now you got a deal, you got a yes,